My name is Brent McNamara. I own Brent Mac Events, which is an event planning, marketing, promotional company. We do things like Jib Fest out in the West Coast. I do a lot of comedy shows at Fifth Ticket, just booking bands, DJs, rappers, pretty much a bit of everything, honestly, yeah. I was thinking of that on the drive here, actually, because I figured it's something you'd probably ask me. It started in high school. It was one of those career days, so people would come in and talk about their different careers. I signed up for a bunch of courses in the morning. It was pretty boring. I was gonna pip off. I was actually on the way. I was leaving school, and as I'm pulling out of the parking lot, a Red Bull van pulls in. So here you are, 17, you're Red Bull van coming to high school. That's pretty cool. And a couple of young guys hop out. I'm like, hey, what's up, boys? Can I have a Red Bull? They're just being a little bit of a skeet, really. And they're like, no, man, I'm not giving out stuff. I'm like, what are you doing here anyway? Oh, we're here to give a talk about small business and event planning and marketing. I said, well, that sounds cool. And sure enough, that was what I was actually signed up for to do next. So I said, okay, I'll stick around. And yeah, that was probably 9 years ago now, and ended up becoming good friends, Matt Power and Paddy Green. So that's what they were doing, and they sort of helped mentor me and kind of just got into it, introduced me to some bar owners downtown and musicians, and there you go, kind of just snowballed from there. I mean, it's funny, I was at a Halloween party last night and someone mentioned to me, oh, you must play a lot of instruments, so you must be really musically inclined. I said, not at all. Last time I sang karaoke, I cleared the dance floor and people just left. I don't have a musical bone in my body, but I just love it so much, attending concerts and always, all day long, I'm just listening to music. So I think that's kind of what got me into it. I'm like, I gotta be involved somehow, so why don't I? And growing up, my friends starting bands. I said, okay, let me organize a show for you. Like, okay. So I'm kind of doing stuff that needs to be done, but people necessarily, they're musicians. They're inclined to be the creative side, and they want someone to handle more of the business side of it. So I'm kind of just filling that role, and it's been great, yeah. I mean, definitely, it's like anything. If you're an athlete, you look at bigger and better athletes. If I see a musician, I'm like, oh, cool, I wonder who their agent is. I wonder who their manager is. I'm like, that's what kind of drives me. I'm just always watching. I watched a great documentary about Chance the Rapper and his manager and how they came up, and it's just an incredible story. And some of my friends now, I'm good buddies with DJ J.O. and Neon Dreams, and seeing success they're having, that kind of inspires you, just seeing your friends do well, and you want everyone to do well. So just keeping your ear to the ground, seeing your friends do well, seeing people you don't know, and just studying their story and just trying to learn from people who've done it. So. Oh, a bunch. And a lot of times they were right. I've flopped events before. And other times, you prove them wrong. And that's something else I was thinking about on the drive here. There's not really a blueprint to this. If you want to be an accountant, you do your degree, you apply for an accounting firm, you probably know the salary, where you can grow. It's kind of laid out for you, and that's great. It's awesome. But with this, there's not a blueprint. I'm like, that's a cool event. Would it work here? I don't know. Let's try it. That sucked, or that was great, and then let's just see. So you just learn from your mistakes, as cliche as that sounds, but you just see what works, see what doesn't, and you just try and just constantly get better. Two biggest issues for sure is location. I mean, that's the draws. What draws people to Newfoundland is kind of our uniqueness, but it's expensive. People are touring the country. They stop in Halifax because, they're just driving their bus up. All of a sudden, now you got to fly everyone here. So we're off the start. I just had this phone call a couple of days ago with an agent trying to route a tour here because Newfoundland wasn't on the poster. I said, well, can we add a show? But that's the first thing you deal with. We got to spend X amount just to get them there. Then we got to get them paid. So that's always the biggest issue, is trying to get people here. And Newfoundland tends to be a little bit behind in terms of styles of music, so stuff that's popular in other places, you bring them here early, and they haven't quite caught on yet. So you're always taking that risk. That's what I find myself doing. I'm bringing people here early, so they can they might not be as popular yet, but I think they will grow. So you kind of got to take a chance and hope people will trust you enough to say, all right, he has a good ear to the ground, knows what's talent. So that's always a challenge, yeah, just getting people here physically, and yeah. For sure. I mean, I'm kind of I'm born and bred here. I love it here. I like to travel a lot too, but I've lived away for a little bit, a few months at a time. I was doing a course in Toronto, but I can always see myself living here. I like traveling, but I definitely see this as my home. I just bought a house here, so and that's kind of, I want to bring that stuff here. I want to give people the entertainment that I want to see, and I think we deserve to see here. When people come here, I love to show them a good time, especially obviously with George Street and the restaurants. And we have a lot to show people and offer. A lot of people come here too. They're not gonna. It's not like they're playing a huge show in Toronto. They'll come to Newfoundland. They know they're going to make a bit less money per se because it's a smaller market, but they love to come here. It's part of the experience. So I love the people come here and I say, here's a good restaurant. Here's some of my friends. Here's a house party. Let's go on a hike. And people love it. They're like, we don't get to see that a lot of times. So usually when they come to Newfoundland, it's an experience, right? This doesn't necessarily just relate to my business or industry, but anything you're going to do, again, I don't know if it sounds too cliche, but just your word is everything. If you're going to book an act or something, and like you got to know what you're getting yourself into. Like I said, I've had shows before that have flopped, haven't gone well, but like I made a deal with that artist, or like, you know, here's what you're getting paid, or and be fair to everyone, because at the end of the day, like that means a lot. Just stay true to your word, and just if you're going to do something, just commit to 100%. You know. Pretty active, I guess, Instagram, Twitter, Brent Mac 709, and Brent Mac Events on Facebook. So hit me up. And I do a weekly giveaway on Snapchat. Anything from food, beer, to tickets, to random stuffed animals. Who knows? Whatever I kind of find that week. That's BMac Events on Snapchat. So whatever you're into.
Great. That's a wrap. That's a good night. Cut.
Wicked.